Mortal Shell is a 2020 action RPG made by Cold Symmetry. Now, let us start by getting the elephant out of the room. Yes, this game is heavily inspired by Dark Souls. Or, so I heard, as I haven't actually played Dark Souls. So, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but if you are looking after a comparison between the games, this isn't the right place to look. But what I can do is give you my honest thoughts about the game. So, here goes. Mortal Shell starts you off in a white void for a tutorial that ends with you getting killed. Probably. You can win the fight, but probably won't on your first playthrough. That don't really matter, but the tutorial prologue does set the stage for a hard and mysterious game, so I do like it pretty good. After that is done over with, you are transported to a swamp that acts as a hub area connecting the 3 zones you travel to so that you can defeat the bosses. Each of these is visually distinct from the others and each is beautiful. The world of Mortal Shell really is a beautiful, if broken one. And there is some really strong art direction here. The graphics does lead me to one of my big grievances though, and that is the draw distance for the enemies. I played the game on my PS4 and found myself running into enemies at times. Yes, running directly into enemies that hadn't appeared on my screen yet. That's bad for any game, but in a game as hard as Mortal Shell, it is downright unforgivable. Let us talk about that difficulty. Mortal Shell is a difficult game. Shocker right, giving the Dark Souls inspiration. Getting hit by an enemy eats through your health, and the enemy's attack patterns keep you at a constant edge. Most enemies are manageable alone, but even the simplest one can be a problem in numbers, and you rarely find these ones alone. Bigger enemies and the game's bosses will give you a run for your money on their own. That said, though the game is hard, it never feels unfair. Neither is it unfairly hard. Though I died several times in the levels and on each of the game's bosses, with the exception of the game's last boss, I never hit a brick wall I didn't feel like I could pass with just one more try. And giving you that feeling of wanting to keep on playing is something the game does really good. For one thing, because it is a good game, but one mechanic that encourages you to keep going is the fact that all your tar, one of the game's currencies, stays on your body when you die. If you can get back to it this life, you can pick it all up, but if you die, it is lost forever. Oh, and there's also some hidden depth to this mechanic that can turn it into an especially interesting risk-reward mechanic in a boss fight. But I won't spoil that here. An extra bonus from this is that you really don't want to die, and runs, especially if you end up with low health on your way to retrieve your tar, can become really tense as a result of this. To brave this world, you have a collection of distinct shells. Think of them as different presets of stats and weapons, resulting in satisfying and varied combat. Mortal Shell's unique mechanic is the player's ability to harden, turn into stone. This will prevent you from doing anything, but will make it so that you won't take any damage if an enemy attack connects with you while in this state. It will break the harden though. What differentiates this mechanic from a simple block though is that you will pause whatever action you are doing when hardening before continuing it when the harden is broken. This, for example, means that you can start an attack then harden in the middle of it. When your enemy then attacks you, its attack will be absorbed, but you will continue and damage it. All in all, the only big gripe I have with the game's combat is that sticking to just one shell weapon combo can become a little repetitive, and I would wish that the game would find a way to encourage the player to vary up their playstyle a little. Other than that, I will say that the game does have lore shadow around and acquired when upgrading your shell, but I found this entirely uninteresting. I do hear that Dark Souls does present its lore in a similar way, and people are going crazy over that, so this might just be me. All in all, Mortal Shell is a very good game. It's got good combat, a beautiful world, and it's hard but never unfair. I give it a 5 out of 6.